friends. It's been a while since I recorded something. And if you watched a previous video, these colors look familiar to you. I made a shawl out of my birthday yarn. It's Snowy New York is the color, but I think it looks more like a sunset. I love the colors. It is so soft. I recorded a video talking about how much I loved this yarn. It was spun by a woman who had 2 skeins left. It was at a yarn festival. And I tried reading off everything that was in it, but I couldn't really read her handwriting very well. It's got little speckles in there. They're so pretty. And because the yarn was so gorgeous, I ended up knitting 2 strands at a time. There's a little bit of sparkle. You can see it really good when it's when it was in the skeins, but now that it's knit, it's very subtle. And I knit 2 at a time just because it was so thin. It was breaking on me. I should have known how fragile it was and stopped using my ball winder and winding by hand, but I didn't. So, but luckily there was enough wool and other things that were, you know, the spit and felt it into into the yarn. So I did that for a lot of it and it turned out perfect. So the pattern I used is, I believe it's Boneyard, and yeah, it's a Stephen West pattern. It was free. My printer was running out of ink, but it's a Stephen West Boneyard shawl, and it's a triangular shawl. And I wanted to use up my yarn, so instead of just doing the triangle, once I got to as wide as I wanted it, instead of increasing by 4, I stopped the increases and just made a rectangular part. And then the triangular is at the bottom. I do like that if I want to dress it up, it sits very nicely where I could put a brooch or a pin or something into it, but I don't have to. I can use it as a blanket as well. It is a good size. So that's my finished object for last month. And I love it. So soft. I used my yarn wash. I got it off Etsy. It is Twill and Print Hygge. And it smells fabulous. So it's just cast oil soap, water, lanolin, and fragrance oil. But whatever that fragrance oil is, oh, does it smell good. I used the same wool wash on my sister-in-law's baby blanket that has been shipped off to her, and now we're just anxiously awaiting a baby. For this month, I have some whips that I'm working on. This one is a Debbie Bliss blanket, and it is a reversible blanket from her book. This one is from the book Booties, Blankets, and Bears. I love this book. I had lost it, and so I bought a second one that was used, and pages are falling out and all of that, but it is okay because I love this book. So the blue blanket here is what I'm currently working on, and it's going to be in like a mustard yellow. Then there's a mixed mustard and a light yellow, and then a light yellow at the top. And I'm going to do the same for the whatever this one is, kind of a diamond pattern. I'm gonna make that one, but I'm gonna do that in gray. And I think I bought this yarn from Joann. This is these guys over here. So this is my Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday Bobbin. It's 3 balls in one. This one is the grade that I'm going to do the diamonds in, and I've got 2 bobbins of the gray and 2 of the yellow. So the yellow works the exact same way. I'm currently on the dark yellow. Then there's the mix and a light yellow. So that I will be making. I don't have anyone specific for this. I just really love this yarn. It is so soft. It is just 100% acrylic. And it's recommended on a 5mm or a US 8. I think I'm using an 8, maybe a 7. And so it's doing pretty good. And so that is one project I'm working on. I actually started this years ago, and I ended up frogging the entire thing. I had made quite a few mistakes, which now that I look back on, this is such an easy pattern that I'm not sure how I made so many mistakes. I'm guessing I just stopped counting because it's just 7 knit, 1 purl, 7 knit, 1 purl, flip, exact opposite. So, but whatever, it's a fun pattern, so I don't mind redoing it. And then got my California blanket. I only call this my California blanket because I started it in California. This one, I need to stop the yellow one and finish this one because this one is, I don't know if you can even tell how huge this is, but this one, that's the back. This one is one of my favorite patterns, and I got this yarn on crazy clearance. This is Karen Yarnspirations Cotton Funnel Cakes. This I got from Michael's, and it was on clearance for $3. So I bought them out of all the pinks they had. So my pattern is, I've got 1 skein of pink, 2 skein of pink. Then I've got this really pretty kind of variegated pink. I don't know if that's what you would call that, but anyway, it's a pretty pink in there. And then I'm gonna finish with this last skein of light pink. So this one is going to be another just put away until somebody has a baby that I think would like it. This is made out of 100% cotton. So this is machine washable and dryable, which I love, especially for babies. So I'm gonna get this done and I'm going to put that away. I am hoping to get this color done by the end of the month and then move on to the next color and maybe get that color done next month. So hopefully I can be done with this project. It is, I almost want it for myself. I've got a little one here who's trying to say hi. She likes to come downstairs when I'm down here. We close off the basement since we still haven't completely finished setting up for, or cleaning up from last year's flood. And with all the snow we got this year, waiting to see if we flood again. And then my last project I have for the month that I'm working on, I'm hoping to get this one done by Tuesday. I volunteer with Talamore Senior Living in the area, and we all get together and knit. Some people crochet. A lot of the ladies love the diamond dots, so they just come and bring a craft. I had a woman who has MS, and I think she had a stroke, and she loves to knit, but she can't cast on, but she's able to knit. And so I cast on, and she's starting a project. So that's fun to do, to just help get them going so that they can keep up with the hobbies that they loved when they were younger. I have one woman who doesn't do anything, but she just brings show and tell of projects she's either knit or she makes quilts, or used to make quilts. She does so many cool things. And so since she can't do them anymore, she just brings show and tell and shows us what she's been working on in the past. And we love it. We love seeing what she has done, and they love seeing what I'm working on. So my newest one that I'm hopefully going to have done is this hat. This is one that I'm going to be donating to the hospital. I've done some basic hats already that I've already shown. And there's not enough hats knit for the teenagers and middle-aged, the tweens, the 10s. A lot of people love the babies, so they knit all the baby hats. And so I've been knitting hats that I think the teenagers would like. And since my full-time job is working with young employees and knowing what's in style for teens to 20-somethings, it's kind of nice to get them something they'll actually enjoy, especially since going to the hospital is no fun. So this is what I've been working on. It's kind of a faux cable. The stitches are just moved, so I'm adding them on this side and I'm just moving them on this side. So it's a SSK on the one side, and then it's supposed to be a yarn over is what they're saying, but instead of doing a yarn over, I've been doing, I don't even know what it's called, where you, whatever, this way I don't get the hole. I don't want it to be a lace hole. I want it to be nicely put in there. I could just do a yarn over and knit through the back loop, but I figured this way is a little bit easier. I don't have to worry about remembering. This is a Hot Springs Willow hat. This is a paid hat. This is the, if I can not give away her pattern, this is what she has as a picture. And I love it. It is really pretty. I don't need a cable needle. I do love cables, so I wouldn't mind if I had a cable. But I think it's really pretty. And so that's my hat that I'm working on, the Hot Springs Willow hat. And this is by, oh, here's a better picture. Is that Nikki Knits? Nichknit Designs. So that's, and I'm making the adult size. That's the pattern I'm doing. It is both written out and in a chart form, so whatever form that you enjoy doing. I do not know what this yarn is. From what it looks like, it kind of has that shine to it, so I'm guessing this is yarn that I've had forever, so I'm guessing it's not a natural fiber, but it is very soft, very fluffy, and I have a big head, and it fits me nicely, so I'm thinking it'll be a good hat. So that is one that I am doing for the hospital, and that's all I have for my knits for this month, which is plenty to keep me busy. And I think that is it in my yarn bag. So I shall work on those, and hopefully I'll have some more knits to show you next month, and hopefully I won't be late on delivering my video. I just saw on Nitty Natty, Natalie's Love and Stitches podcast, that she had just got one of these, and I'm obsessed with mine. I've got all of my needles. My favorite thing, it sounds crunchy, it's because it's really cold in my basement. But I love things that have magnetic snaps as opposed to, and they're really strong snaps, but as opposed to zippers, because I don't want, I have this fear of my yarn getting stuck in a zipper, and I know the odds aren't that high, but I don't know. I'm still nervous about it. And then she's got the plastic little zipperies on the top, so that, again, I don't have to worry about the zippers, even though my yarn doesn't go in here. These are all my needles. So Natalie just got one, and I've got all of my numbers and my needles in here. And putting it together, I realized I don't knit large sizes, but I somehow ended up with a million of certain sizes, and well, there's that. I am going to look and see if she has any more. Her name is Molly. I don't remember the name of her shop. She is on Etsy. Natalie from Love and Stitches just talked about her. She got a whole bag that has holders around it, and then this that fits perfectly inside of it for all of her needles and crochet hooks. I'm going to look and see if there's a bag or something that I can use for my stitch markers and things like that. In my basement down here, I do use a lot of antique bowls and things. These are my screws and my tags that I had made for my knits. And so these I do love for displaying them in my room, but when I travel, I only travel with my knitting bag. When I do my volunteer work, this is the best bag. I should make a video on this. And I just love how well it fits in here. And I have a ton of room for my other bags. So I had those in there. I had my hat bag that was in there. And then this huge thing was in there. And I had room to zip it up and all of that. This bag, speaking of zippers, has a really smooth zipper. And it's the only zipper in the entire bag. So I'll talk more about that bag later. And my plans for this month are just to keep knitting on those projects that I have going and hopefully show you some finished ones next month. Bye, guys.